All right, everybody, welcome in. Real Talk with Spoon and Puddin. Puddin says it's 68. Really, it's 69. So we'll go with 68, I guess.
Well, we can do 69 twice. It's always fun.
I was thinking about you before we got on because I was eating a banana. And I was like, I sure hope to get this banana eaten before Puddin gets on here.
All right. Well, that's why you didn't put your computer up on screen.
That's right.
You know, I'm going to sit over here and watch it like, oh, the way you eat that banana, Spoon.
I was like, I up until I get this done. All right. The primary purpose of this podcast is to educate and share our thoughts and opinions. When we have proof and evidence on the topic, it will be brought forward. This podcast does not constitute advice or services to anyone. Spoon and Puddin do not accept any responsibility or liability for anyone, our guests, or anyone's comments or actions based on material we talk about on our podcast. This podcast is for private, non-commercial use, and everyone should ascertain that the information we provide is correct and verified at all times. There shall be no adding to, editing, or reproduction of this podcast without prior written permission from Spoon and Puddin. You can reach us at Real Talk with Spoon and Puddin at gmail.com. So what's going on this morning?
Oh, nothing. Just another day. How was your work last night? Good?
Sucked.
Oh, well, I figured if it sucked when I texted you on your way home, you'd have been like, I'm tired, I'm going, I'm not, you know.
Yeah, I ain't working tonight, so.
Oh, you're not? Oh, okay. That's right. You had your doctor thing.
I don't know what you want to talk about, but I want to touch on this
go ahead.
Maui conspiracy theory.
Oh, the laser, please.
The laser?
I thought you said conspiracy theory, which was the laser. That was a Bill Gates laser.
No, not that one. Oh,
not that one.
No, it's got to have some truth behind it because they're trying to say that it was started by. They said a camera caught a flash in the woods of a tree falling on the power line, so that's how the fire started on August 7th.
What is it, August 20th, the 13 days?
But I find it funny that the whole Maui coast where the billionaires are laid out, they're unscathed. The 1,740 acres that Oprah has purchased, unharmed.
There was what was his name? One of them old news anchors like Walter Cronkite or something. When he was retiring from the news, he bought a big ranch out in like Montana or Wyoming or somewhere out there. He bought a big ranch with a lot of land and was going out. And what was it? What I heard about it was that these people have all this land like Oprah so that they can farm it. They're not really concerned about making profit with the farm. They want to write it off like a tax. I remember Walter Cronkite when he retired or something like 20, 30 years ago, whatever it was. It was a long time ago, but somebody was saying, some reporter asked him, why are you buying a ranch? Is it for the tax benefit? And he wouldn't answer the question. He ran away.
Well, Oprah's land is listed as agricultural. So
yes, I know. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. They do that so that as a ranch, they can hide a lot of their money. It's untaxable, or farm or agriculture. They hide tons and tons and tons of dollars. It puts it in tax shelters.
Oprah bought 200 acres in Hana in the mid 2000s. In 2020, she bought 330 acres in Maui for $2.5 million, and then another 20 acre plot for $100,000 in separate transactions. In 2022, she bought 520 acres for $3.9 million. And earlier this year, she bought 870 acres in Maui for $6.6 million. Total her at 1,740 acres in Maui, plus another 200 in Hana, which I don't know which Hana they're talking about. If that's like a separate small island off Hawaii or.
Well, I'll go into the Keys here. Back in June, July there's a lot of islands down there.
The conspiracy theory that's came up is in January they had this smart city convention get together there, and I don't know if you've heard about the smart city, but it's where they use artificial intelligence to govern the island, and a lot of people are saying these wildfires were set deliberately. And they were maintained in such a way that the billionaires and people like Oprah that really count come out unscathed, and the people like you and I, it's a tragedy because it's up to 114 people have died as of this morning or last night. I haven't checked this morning, but it was 114 as of last night, and the devastation.
When you hear that, though, you sit there and it kind of makes you wonder, how does that happen? At least I'm confused. It's just like, when a hurricane comes through and the death toll, hits 8 or 10, normally it isn't a hurricane. It's the, carbon monoxide from running generators inside, or people just not having common sense.
Right.
There's a fire. It's like, it's not, what do you mean? You didn't see it over there? Go the other way.
Well, a lot of times
get off the island. I'm sure there's plenty of people ready to get you off the island.
I mean, there's a lot of times people get trapped in the center and there's no way out. So
that would be a horrible way to die, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Well, what about if you know there's wildfires and you're 20 miles, they're 20 miles away is what they're telling you.
Yeah.
And you go to bed, and the next thing you wake up and you have no way out. You're pretty much,
well, I mean, when you see the death toll starting to hit double digits, you think that at that point, well, maybe we need to just lock up, cross our fingers, hope for the best, and then apply a petition to government to put us in a motel somewhere while we wait for this to be put out and extinguished. But, that's right. The government's spending too much money on Ukraine war. We forgot about that.
Well, the government doesn't care about the people. We all know that.
No, they don't. Well, we don't know that.
I mean, look at Hurricane Katrina. We all remember back to the show of the hurricane. From the start, it was a shit show. And I know a lot of people didn't want to leave, and they made their choice, but there was a lot of people that they could have got out, and they didn't. And I'm one of those that thinks they didn't on purpose because they wanted to try to knock down some of the poverty. Now, a lot of people may not believe that. That's fine.
The poverty? I mean, it's just as bad now as it ever was in New Orleans right now. I mean, I keep hearing reports that New Orleans has they're getting to be the murder capital of the country. Quickly.
Yeah, but they didn't know. They didn't know that at the time. They just thought, we can get rid of a lot of poverty here if we don't rescue anybody.
I hope that ain't done. I just hope that it was stupidity. I mean, I lean more on stupidity. Oh, come on. These people, everyone thinks the government is so damn smart. It's made up of the population. If you think the population is a bunch of stupidity people, then so's the government. They're not that smart.
We talk about it all the time. The 95% of the time, the people that go in police force and in government are the stupid population. It's not the smart.
Yeah, it was speaking of, let me go look that story up. It was, you go ahead on this. That was something I wanted to bring up the other day.
And that's not all of them. That's not all of them.
No, it's not all of them.
I know a lot of smart police officers. I'm not dragging them out. I'm just saying there's a lot of stupid ones, just like there's a lot of stupid truck drivers in our line of work these days. And
okay, it was so a guy named Robert Jordan, the man who Connecticut police said was too smart to be a cop. In 1997, the 46-year-old sued his local police department after being denied a job there because he scored too high on an intelligence test. More bizarre still, the courts said sided with law enforcement. So it was. I heard this on Alex Jones, probably 20 years ago, or maybe not 20. I don't think I listened to him that long ago, but I heard it there, and I had to look it up. It was one of those, kind of,
Well,
but that's Connecticut. Connecticut put a stain on y'all, on it.
Well, I've heard several cases of that, not just Connecticut. I mean, in different states where they go in, they tell them they're too smart and overqualified, and they won't give them a job to be a police officer.
I'll be right back. Go ahead. Hold on a second.
But it's kind of dumbfounding that if you look at all the billionaires on that Maui coast and the nearly 1,800 acres that Oprah owns over there.
Sorry.
And look at all the evidence behind the smart city artificial intelligence stuff. You start putting that all together, and it's like, yeah, seems like this could be legit,
The AI and what the AI stuff's going to do. Speaking of that, I'll bring that up. Let me pull that up real quick. We had a safety meeting Wednesday morning at work about, something to do a safety meeting. All right. AI North Carolina. Truck driving. Let's see.
You talk about the self-driving truck?
Monitoring. No, they're monitoring truck drivers now.
With AI?
North Carolina Highway Patrol utilizing AI to crack down on distracted driving. Raleigh, North Carolina State Highway Patrol is now using artificial intelligence and cameras to find and catch distracted truck drivers. They have used $495,000. Oh, shoot, get off of there. I don't want to see that ad. They have used $495,000 in federal grants for this new safety initiative they hope will save lives and make interstates safe. SHP, State Highway Patrol, has purchased 3 heads-up devices from the Australian company Exensys. The cameras take pictures through the windshield of commercial vehicles. Artificial intelligence reports to troopers if the driver was holding a phone in their hands or not wearing a seatbelt.
Why is it just truck drivers? Why wouldn't it be for everybody?
Oh, well, you got to exert your tyranny on the few first.
Let me guess, because commercial means more money.
There's going to be the hard. Land in Hawaii. Everyone else can lease, buy, not own a location. So you see the comment?
I didn't even pay attention.
No. Well, you're speaking of the AI and what's, and stuff like that. We heard about this again. I'm still trying to figure out how that could even be, stand up in court, because a picture is not. I mean, I get it. Yeah, sure. But could it?
It's like those license plate readers.
That's not. Yeah, I know license, but those are so unconstitutional as well.
I've got 2 tickets that's been sent to me for my vehicle. Well, 3 now. My son paid 1, but 2 others saying run a red light. I'm not paying.
But that's not an officer writing a certified ticket, which is where I've heard other attorneys that say if you ever get one of them, and you can hire the attorney and he'll get it thrown right out.
Yeah. But Joseph, I mean, you may be right on some of that. I know there for a long time, I think they just changed the college rules that you couldn't go to the College of Hawaii unless you were a native. They couldn't recruit you outside of Hawaii. That's why the Hawaii's football team isn't as good, because you would think everybody wouldn't want to go to college in Hawaii, so their football team would be good. But Oprah, for a fact, owns 1,740 acres in Maui. She owns it. She don't lease it. She bought it. She paid a total of 10.5, 11, 12, $13 million for 720 acres and another $100,000 for a 20-acre plot. So, I guess if you're of that stature, you may have ways to get back past what rules they have. I mean, me and you probably couldn't go buy any land in Hawaii, but she's on a whole different platform than us, you know.
Well, yeah. You don't think so? I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to speculate, and I don't want to, but you know, they got to be controlled. So controlled. All the people at the top got to be. And then, you know, you hear people talking about Elon Musk and the freedom guy, but then you realize that China pretty much owns Tesla. So how much of a freedom guy is he? Is he a wolf in sheep's clothing?
Probably.
I uninstalled the I don't like the new X. That's just I don't know.
Twitter?
Yeah, when I would see a notification on there for Twitter, it'd be the little X, and it kind of like from a distance, it kind of looked like the little X, like you missed a phone call. And I'm like, I don't want to try to, you know, I don't know. I just didn't. I was like, come on, just leave it at the bird. It was been the bird forever. You know,
well, like what you said a while ago about the AI in North Carolina, that they bought those things from the Australian company. Everything that's run by technology, when it comes to whether it's the traffic cameras, now it's the AI, the computer generated toll booths, they're all owned by foreign countries. So I don't understand why they go. Well, I guess because America they don't build anything anymore. They don't make anything over here. So I guess if we're getting stuff from Australia and Sweden and Switzerland and places like that, at least it's not coming from China like everything else.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's.
Well, I touched on the Maui conspiracy. What do you want to talk about today?
I didn't really have much. It's just I've been really trying to veg out and not think. You know, talked to Jody the other day, and he was talking about the Waffle House and the sprinkler systems and everything. I'm like, you know, all I could say to the city is when a business wants to come in here, I would be like, who's their competitor? Let's give them a call first. You know, it'd be like, I mean,
did you talk to him on the phone?
Yeah, well, we talked on the phone a little bit and talked in person, but
you didn't bring up the fluoride?
I brought the fluoride up, and he wasn't sure if they're still putting it in the water. And I said, well, the last time I got a FOIA report on it, yeah, they were. They do add it. I'm sure the mayor, if he would have used his executive powers and took it out, would have been more than happy to contact to one of us and communicate. We have taken the fluoride out, so you can add us to the list of non-fluorinated water. But I don't see why they just keep doing it. It has to be money. That's the only thing I can think of.
You think they get state money for?
I bet they do. They probably get state money that goes into the fund, and the purchase of fluoride is probably half, a third what the state gives them, which is why they keep doing it. They look at it like, oh, it's free money. No, it's you're making your population dumb. That's what you're doing. Hold on a second. You go ahead.
Well, we talked about this before, but the cities that doesn't put fluoride in their water anymore in our state, Columbia is one of them.
Yeah. Be nice to have a city like. Well, I mean, we're surrounded by it though. White House, Gallatin. I don't know. I haven't looked up Franklin. I wonder if Franklin does. Let me look them up real quick.
Franklin, Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't know if they do it or not. It's not too hard to find. It's pretty quick.
Right here it says the state of Tennessee does not mandate fluoridation. Local governments control fluoridation policy in Tennessee.
Well, it's not mandated. That's what I'm saying. It's not. If there's some towns that don't have it.
Well, here's something. It says if you live in Tennessee and want to get the fluoride out of your water, contact Karen French, Fans Tennessee State Coordinator. So maybe that's what we need to do.
Maybe.
Here's the cities in Tennessee again that doesn't put fluoride in their water anymore. Sneedville, Rooston, not that big. Jonesboro, about half our size. Soddy Daisy, about equal to us. You got Oliver Springs, Camden, Atwood, Columbia, who is about 3 times our size. Kenton, Lawrenceburg, about the same size. Hohenwald, Springfield, about 3 times our size. Waynesboro, about double us. Tellico, Selmer, Lewisburg, about the same size. East Montgomery County in Clarksville. Lebanon, which is twice our size. And Lafayette. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19 cities. And then it says East Montgomery in Clarksville. So, you might as well say 20. So I guess we need to contact that Karen French, the Fans Tennessee State Coordinator.
Yeah, I'm trying to read here on Franklin. I don't know. I'll look deeper later. I did look up Gallatin and I did look up White House, and I'm like, well, you getting fluoride from all 3 if you buy something in the city. And then it's just common. You assumed that when you boiled the water a long time ago, when I first brought this topic up, like when we started this podcast, you assumed that if you boiled the water, fluoride comes out, and that's not. It just concentrates.
I thought it would lessen it, but actually it makes it stronger.
Yeah, because you're evaporating the water, and what you need to do is evaporate the water, catch the evaporated water, and then use that. That's pure water. I mean, I don't know what it'd be nice if you could figure out what an industrial scale distiller would be, because then you wouldn't need any chemicals in your water if you distilled it before you sipped it out. But distilled water is perfect and pure. I mean, again, you wouldn't have no minerals, which some people say that if you don't have minerals in the water, it tastes bad. At least it's pure.
But the water already has a natural fluoride in it.
Well, there is already, yes. I'm not saying there's not natural fluorides, but I mean, but then again, part of the natural fluorides is because of runoff. They used to, 100 years ago, on that evil food supply where he's talking about fluorinated water, just dumping it in the creeks, and it just ran off in the creeks, and it was poisoning everything. People near the aluminum plants where it was an off run, their teeth started getting brittle and breaking, and they didn't understand it. They were hard as hell, but so fluoride does, it makes your teeth hard. It doesn't make them better. Now over hard teeth, Red talks about this. There's a town in New Mexico. I don't know if it's Gallup, or it's one of those towns on the east or west side of New Mexico that has naturally occurring fluoride a lot in the water. And he was talking about how he got some tea or coffee there, and he could taste it. It tasted weird. But he was noticing a lot of the locals, their teeth were all broken. And he asked what it was. They said, it's high levels of naturally occurring fluoride in the water. And basically, most of the town had real bad dental hygiene because of too much fluoride. There is such a thing as too much fluoride.
Yep.
And the test that we run, Latimer said that about the test. He was getting 2-3 times the legal limits when he would test it at his place way up there on the north side. And he assumed that was why they went on out into Robertson County at Old Sun, Hinkle, and got it there.
Hit the end of the line, yeah.
Yeah, at the very end of the line, that was where they started, doing their samples, was way out at the end of the line, so that had more time to fall out of suspension with the water and They wouldn't get high levels. But he used to live up there by the Speedway, and he was told me, like, oh, I was getting 2-3 times the legal limits when I would do my own independent tests, and it made him mad. But he put in expensive filters to try to keep it out. But you're just going to plug them up and have to replace them. It's just an extra cost.
Well, Charlotte Bick, watching this on Facebook, said, according to Kentucky state law, the water must have fluoride in it. From what her research. Yeah.
They were trying to. There was something they were trying to do a bill back in 2020 to get that removed out of Kentucky. When you search that in Kentucky, it says Fluoride Action Network, Kentucky 2020 Fluoridation Status Report.
Well, I guess they failed.
Must have. And still, it shouldn't be. If your politicians aren't going to make your water clean and safe, I don't. Why do you vote for them?
And I know a lot of people probably think, well, y'all are harping on something that doesn't really matter. No, it does matter. It does matter. It's poison, and it's a stepping stone. You get that removed, then you move on to something else that you can better for the people.
You wanted to see. I wanted to talk national and stuff, and then you wanted to go local, and I thought, well, okay, on local, let's work on fluoride. That's something should be a no-brainer. Once people heard both sides of the argument, it should be easy to understand why. It's like, get it out. It's not. It's a cost. You're billing people, and you're spending this money, and whether it's grant money or not, who cares? You know, you'll borrow millions of dollars to go buy new fire trucks for a town that maybe doesn't need it. I mean, maybe if you didn't buy the $1 million fire truck, you could not worry about the state's funds for putting fluoride in.
Well, you can't say they don't need it. Maybe not the specific one they want, but they need fire trucks. Because when you don't have them, that's when you're going to need them.
Didn't have them 20 years ago. Said he seemed fine.
Yeah, there's people probably died in fires that they wouldn't if they had a certain truck too. So you got to look at both sides there too.
Well, I mean, I think you got a big enough fire department now in Portland, don't you? For the size.
Well, I mean, we got fire stations on the north, the south, and one in the middle of town, but they want to build one on the east and west side too eventually.
Well, eventually.
Oh, I don't think we need as many police cars. Give them bikes, scooters, and horses. Hey, we used to have cops ride bikes in this town. Mr. McDowell was one of them.
Get them on a Segway, and then have them run around with Paul Bart.
I had a buddy who got pulled over in Swifty parking lot one day. I worked there as my second job a long time ago, and he worked there too part time. And he got pulled over there in the parking lot by Mr. McDowell and Mr. Rush on bikes. And
really,
I guess they thought, well, he says he wasn't, but they got him for drag racing from the light there at 52 and 109 Mapco, and he pulled in there, and they come rolling up on their bikes. Ching, ching, ching. I said, dude, how'd you get pulled over by a 10-speed?
They probably said they knew who the hell I was and witnessed me. Oh God, Mad Max, witness me. Oh God. Anyway, that's another funny one of on a joking thing. If you've never go on Amazon and look up was it silver cake icing spray and just read the comments, because that's what they used in the movie Mad Max Fury Road, where they would spray the chrome in their, get the chrome color on Amazon. Read it. It's fucking, the photos are hilarious. It's a laugh ride. Just like a Ouija board. Go on Amazon and read the question in that Q&A on a Ouija board. Hysterical.
You said it was silver what?
Chrome. It's chrome or silver cake paint. It's decorating cake paint, the little spray can.
Edible paint, right? Just like the gold.
Edible paint, yes. It's a free spray cakes with it.
Right.
But there's people that are all dressed up like Mad Max, and they've got their face painted chrome, and they're like all shiny and chrome. It's hilarious. The reviews take on a whole new light on that one. But the Ouija board was funny too. If you've never read that, that's a just hilarious one. Can you ask my grandma where she put the remote? Could you ask my grandfather if he had any money in the house hidden before we sell it?
Dave on Facebook said, I was just talking about, it seems like they have way too many cars and trucks. Where does all that money come from? It comes from us, the taxpayer. What do you mean, where did it come from? They raise your land taxes, they raise your water bill, they raise this, they raise that. That comes from the taxpayers.
Yeah, it comes from y'all. It comes from the people. It's extorted. That's why they went after the mob so hard, and the government didn't like competition. They wanted to be the only extortion outfit in town.
I found Jimmy Hoffa.
Where is he? On the 50-yard line? I don't know. But no, oh shit, what was I going to say? I don't know. Go ahead. I lost my train of thought.
No, I'm just thinking.
I remember.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, the RICO. Apparently, that's what the Georgia's done with old indictment number 4 is a RICO statutes, conspiracy of crime. I don't know what's going to happen there. That's going to be interesting. I'm no Trump fan. Everyone. I don't hide it.
Did you get that meme I sent you?
What 4 times? Oh, you still had your. You still have your third indictment ornaments up or something. That one or something else?
I sent you something else.
Well, it's indictment day again. Okay.
Like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, Groundhog Day.
Dave, it's city funds, but they do get some grants from the state, and even some on the federal level. But most of it comes just from your city budget and taxes. Yeah, the Groundhog Day. It's indictment day again.
Well, I was doing it more of the, I met the president of the United States again, from Forrest.
Yeah.
Operation Warp Speed, trillions in debt, accommodations for Fauci.
Oh, what a joke.
Oh, I was just looking at that. You sent me that the other day, so I was just reading it. I didn't click on it. President Trump awards presidential accommodations to Operation Warp Speed team January 19th. Fauci was always he was always a problem. I never, I've always tried to make that and be one of my main arguments. Why y'all shouldn't want Trump? Think about it. Hold on. My nose is running this day.
The ones asking to be left alone are not the extremists. The ones demanding everyone comply or get locked up are the extremists.
Don't speak common sense here.
Just remember that.
Well, I don't know. I ain't really had too much. I ain't paid too much attention. I had to go back and look at what I was. There's so much happening in the world anymore. You can't look at it all. It's just everywhere.
But I sent you that screenshot. We need to email that to Karen, whatever, with the state level about the fluoride.
Oh, okay. Well, we need to email it and let's try to work on maybe I could work on the White House and Gallatin. You work on Portland because you live in the city. I don't live in the city.
All right.
But we got to work on all 3 because hell, I'm in between all 3 of them. But no, I don't have a whole lot today. Just a quick one, and this is your work weekend. So, I mean, I know you said you're not working tonight, but go enjoy.
We gotta be. That's pretty much all I got till next week.
We'll get some more up next week. I'll try to make some more topics. I didn't pay much attention this week. I was just kind of mush-brained.
Well, good thing. Well, good thing I come with the Maui conspiracy stuff, huh?
I've seen the. I thought you were talking about the Bill Gates space laser. I'm like, oh
no. Screw
you
Bill
said
Gates.
well, he probably wants some of that farmland. That's why he burned it with his space laser. He's got most of the farmland in the U.S. locked up. But all right, y'all. I guess we'll.
Hey, Dave, hold that thought for next week. We'll talk about it. Dave asked, "Do you believe that the U.S. is the new Rome, and will we repeat what happened to Rome?"
Republics. A republic is as a republic is. It does.
Yeah, we're already halfway there.
I don't know. I think we're halfway. You're being an extreme optimist right now.
Okay, 75%. I was trying to give him a little bit of leeway there.
75. Oh Lord! All right. Well,
we'll talk about it.
We'll see y'all next week. Rome is burning.